Hey there, welcome to My Green Pets. I'm William Green. Let's have a look at My Green Pets today, the Orchid Collection. I'm really impressed with Mormodia Jumbo World. It is still in great shape. The first flowers opened around December 15th or so, and no signs of fading yet. It's a shame. Today would have been AOS judging, but they canceled it due to COVID concerns. Kind of sad about that, because I think it might have garnered a couple extra points this year, but oh well, maybe next year. Another plant in bloom that I am so excited about. Bet you've never seen one of these before. Bulbophyllum croceum. Isn't it adorable? Look at that. So the orange one is the one that's actually in full bloom. Look at that! And then the kind of yellowish one behind it hasn't quite opened up yet. So it starts out this kind of pale yellow color, and when it opens up, it opens to this beautiful orange. Isn't it awesome? I love this thing. I saw this thing about 6 years ago. A grower was taking me through a greenhouse and she had a big ball of this stuff and it was in full bloom. It was amazing. And she offered me a piece and I was like, well, I really don't need any more orchids. No thanks. And I didn't realize what she was offering me because I have never seen one of these anywhere else. And so last year I was like, will you please send me a piece of that Bulbophyllum croceum? And she's like, yes. So she did. You can see I've kind of struggled with it. It's got lots of bulbs, but it does not like to hold on to leaves. It drops leaves really easily. So I'm guessing it might be a water issue. Just not enough water, not enough humidity. So I have added some moss to the basket there. And you can see that the roots do seem to be taking it a little bit better. So still kind of figuring out the culture, but have figured out enough to get it to bloom, and I am so excited. Love this little guy. So you can imagine this thing covered with several flowers, or several flower spikes. Bulbophyllum croceum. Very proud of that guy. So continuing the saga, we got a whole Cattleyas collection and pretty much all of them in growth right now, which is really cool. Been doing some research on Periflora Rex and I found an article I'd never read before by Harry Blossfeld. And Harry went into the Peruvian Amazon in the 1940s, cut down a bunch of trees and ripped off a bunch of Cattleyas Rex. In the process, this is an article that's in the 1942 November issue of the American Orchid Society Bulletin, if you're interested in checking it out. But Harry says that the plants, he arrived halfway through the dry season and found the plants in full growth. And that's exactly what I'm seeing in my collection. We're halfway through the dry season and they're in full growth. So he observed that they bloom shortly after the dry season. So that's, again, I never saw that before when I was growing in the greenhouse or outside or in the sunroom but in here where the conditions are pretty stable and where it's warm all winter, even though it's a little drier, it seems like they're kind of going back to their natural state, which is to rest for the first few months of the dry season and then start growing and be halfway grown and ready to flower by the time the rains come, which is interesting. So lots of growth. Look at these big growths on Urku back here. Massive. Almost everything has multiple growths this year. This one is Iliapu. It's the furthest along in terms of the growth. And then I look on the other side of the bulb at the base there. That there's I can't point to it, but there's another growth starting. Of course, this one started really early and then stopped, so it's kind of deformed. So I don't know what that'll end up looking like. Got one nice down here. I mean, just all of them, they all have multiple growths. So that is great. Look at that. Mayu, can you imagine if Mayu has 1, 2, 3 growths and they all bloom at the same time? She didn't do that last year. She bloomed two spikes, but about a month apart. So getting them all to bloom at once, that's the trick. Love this thing. Is it cute? Sorry, I keep looking at it. Isn't it gorgeous? You crazy little thing. I love it. Let me get down there and smell it. Right now my nose is kind of stuffed up. Got some good growth on this Trionycations. That bulb, that's going to be huge. That's going to be almost, I would say that's like one or two growths after this from flowering size, if we're lucky. A lot of people, I really appreciate, a lot of people have been giving me advice on how to treat my Paphs. I've gotten rid of most of my Paphs. They just don't like the grow tent. They don't like the conditions I've got them in, but I will show you what we're dealing with down here. So I used to have them up here on the top shelf, but the light was so bright. You know, this is Cattleya light up here, and the plants just didn't seem to like that. So I moved them down here, and they don't seem that much happier, honestly. This is a Paph callosum, and it's just kind of sitting there not doing much. Occasionally grows a root, occasionally drops a bottom leaf, but not doing too much. Does have something coming up there and there. But this is the best looking one. My villosum looks like it's about to die. These are potted just in kind of medium grade bark and perlite. I don't even know if this thing's gonna live. Looks like that new leaf's okay. I don't know. I also just have kind of been neglecting them because I'm so focused on the Cattleyas. And then this is my Paphmichael Kopowitz, which I really love, but again, medium grade bark, perlite, keeps rotting, and then the rot will stop, and it grows more out the top, and then that'll rot. And we've been doing this. I neglected to say in the chat with Steven a couple weeks ago, or last week, that this hasn't just been going on since it's been in the grow tent. This has been going on for 4 years. It hasn't been able to grow past this in 4 years, so I don't know. And I kind of don't care. I might try to rehome these, actually, this summer or in the spring when it warms up a little bit. These little guys have become a lot more interesting to me. Paphs, or the little seedlings, Cattleyas seedlings, are looking really nice. These are all Delviana Aureas here. They don't look as nice, but there's still some nice new leaves coming out, and they're okay. That one's kind of yellow around the edges, isn't it? That one looks pretty happy. This is a Rex that has really gotten big. These are from HBI. This one, this one, this one, and this one are Rexes from HBI. This is more Aureas. These are the happiest ones. These are in sphagnum, believe it or not. They seem happier than the ones in bark. They also haven't been disturbed. Some of these have been disturbed a little bit more. And these are Perifluororexis. So I got these in May of last year. So a couple more months and we'll be 4 more months and we'll be a year in. Some really good growth with these guys. Some of them are really trying to climb out of their pots. That's what we like to see. And then some more Periflora Rexes here. These are the smallest ones. But even they are starting to, just slowly, little bit by bit, getting bigger. Some of them are climbing out. I have a feeling these are the Ayacucho variety, because it said these were the most vigorous. But we will see. These are the Splash and Flammea. No, wait, I think these are just splashed. Yeah, these are just splashed. So I think that means they have a yellow streaks in the petals. And then these are the ones attached to the antler. A couple of them have rooted really well on it. The other two just kind of gave up. That's okay. My other two Catasetum types, this is the Coopery, that's the Rebecca Northern. I've stopped watering them, and I've stopped watering this one as well. So we're done with water for a few months. Hopefully this guy will drop his leaves. He doesn't look like he's ready, but we're gonna force him into dormancy. And then another one that's being kind of stubborn, this is the Cenotes Wine Delight. And it's really starting to develop a nice root system and really starting to look good down here. But I'm going to stop watering it as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if that starts putting out a new growth in about a month or so. Alright, that's about it for today. Thank you guys for stopping by. And I'll see you next time right here on My Green Pets. Take care. See you later. Bye.